here we go. Feelings overflow. I don't really know what tone, 'cause I'm a restless soul. Oh, here we go. Feelings overflow. I don't know where to go. Yeah, I'm a hopeless soul. Oh, here we go. Feelings overflow. I don't really know what tone, 'cause I'm a restless soul. Oh, here we go. Feelings overflow. I don't know where to go. Yeah, I'm a hopeless soul.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
What's going on?
I cannot say
What's going on? We
It's not
are
hard to fool me.
back.
'Cause I'm addicted to the good
Shout out to the CIA.
Lead the way.
One love
I follow.
to the FBI. Let's get it. Let's get it. Big Shirley. Hey girl, how you doing? In the chat room. Age, city, gender. Get your ass a cookbook.
I don't need a cookbook.
That's right. That's right. Tell them good lies. Come on. We're back. Did you miss me? I know you did. Come on. Cause it feels so good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Look at him out there. The ladies out there like, oh my God. It is him. He's back. Oh, damn, girl. I didn't remember him looking that good. Shit. What have I been doing myself? Shirley. Drink it in. Love it. Huh. Look at him. They're like, ooh, can't stand him. But I am glad to see him back. I mean, it ain't like I really cared about nothing he was saying. I mean, all he do is sit around and talk shit, say stuff. I mean, why do we need to listen to him? I don't know. I don't know. Well, I guess I don't watch football no way, so I might as well look at a big old hunk of sexual chocolate in the suit. I ain't got nothing else to do. Bobbity bobbity bop, we are back, we are back. I know. Yeah, I know. Because it felt so empty without me. Have you noticed? All these people talk all this shit, left, right, up and down. He don't do this kind of content, whatever. But then if I go away for just that long, all of a sudden, you know. Yes, all of a sudden it feels so empty without me and you because like it or not, people, we make this shit hot. So, happy holidays. Hope you guys all had a good holiday. I have been out ill, obviously. Still not 100%, but we're going to keep it on going. We're going to keep it going. We're going to do the best we got with what we have. All righty then. So, candle of the evening. We're going to start the year off 2022 right with Palo Santo. Some Hollywood up in here.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it!
We got some Palo Santo up in here to get rid of the ghost of Shirley's past. Stragadocious' past. 2021 is in the books. 2022, I've already said it last year, said it this year. 2022, we are full speed ahead. Self-awareness is sexy. It is time to move forward. And I started to not do tonight's show, but I decided to go ahead and go because I love to stay consistent. Wednesday night show is going to be the official kickoff of the new season. But I did want to get into this. So, candle of the evening, Palo Santo. Fragrance of the evening from Boadicea the Victorious is called Green Sapphire. Compliment monster. Every time I go somewhere, people are like, God, what is that? That's this. And when you got straight up, real G's walking up to you, no homo, man, but what you wearing, man? I'm like, all right, that's that. Boadicea the Victorious, Green Sapphire. Guys, hit the like button. We're going to get on into it. Hope you guys had a good holiday. I know I had a good one. Omicron is weird. Omicron is weird, man. We don't want to get too much into that one. All right, you guys see the title of the show. You guys see the title of the show, and it says, Modern Women Don't Want High-Value Men Want. And you guys know, if you've been around me for any length of time or remember how I do things, I'm always about meanings on top of meanings. And one of the things that I've noticed is so many modern women are just all over the interwebs, social media, complaining about dating. It's like all of a sudden they're finally starting to get a clue and recognize that this stuff ain't going as well as they thought it was going to go. They were all supposed to be able to go out and do what they wanted to do, and then find that men of value. Shout out to you.
I'm a PhD.
Yeah. They were all supposed to go out to go get their bachelors, their masters, their PhDs, their careers, their girl trips, the this, the that, the Sex in the City. Then all of a sudden, even without having a cookbook,
I don't need a cookbook.
they're all supposed to be able to somehow land this man of value to go ahead and for somehow to become these new modern, educated, independent hybrids. Some people call them rebels or chameleons. I'm going to call them variants and hybrids. And one of the biggest things today I'm noticing, especially wait till Wednesday's breakdown. Modern women don't want what high value men want. And if you just listen to anything across the internet, case in point, modern women don't want responsibility. Think about when I went down to Miami, and I'm headed back to Miami in a couple of weeks, but think about when I went down to Miami. No woman wanted to be, none of those women that I talked to at the first meeting or the second, at any of the meetings I had, wanted to have to be responsible for a gosh darn thing. None of them wanted to have to be responsible for anything. Not one did not want to have to be responsible. But then they turn around and they want men to be responsible for everything. What are we seeing today? We are seeing modern women who want traditional men. Modern women want traditional men, and they're not traditional women. And here's the funny thing. When I make this distinction about modern women, there are a lot of women who think they're not modern women. And I got news for you. Of the United States of America, I would say 70% of you are modern women. And I want to really be focusing in on a lot of you Johnny-come-latelys, you hate big heads, a lot of you ladies that hang out in these spaces who think you are traditional women because you agree with a lot of the things that we men over here say on the macro, in the big picture, but on the micro, you're just as bad as the other women. In a lot of ways, you're worse because at least the other women know something's gone for them. A lot of women don't realize that there are modern women in sheep's clothing. But this is how you judge. This is how we're going to be judging women. High value men or men of value or men with something on the ball don't judge women by what they say. You judge a woman's character. And there's only one way to judge a woman's character, by what she does. And I'm going to be focusing like a laser on self-awareness and outcomes and actions. So many modern women today don't want to be judged on their actions. They want to be judged on their intentions. Uh-oh, I said something. I'm already starting a problem. There's so many women who want to be judged on their intentions. And I'm going to tell you right now, ladies, your intentions don't mean schnit. It's the outcome. I've said this to women before. Women, when a person wants something, they get it done. Women want credit for the attempt. I mean, women don't even want credit for the attempt. Women want credit for the thought. And it doesn't matter. It's about the action. This is why so many modern women today don't want responsibility, because they don't want to be ranked. I want you ladies to look at all your relationships. And look, if all your relationships have been fun, lighthearted, easygoing, you ain't had a real relationship. How many modern women, how many women today don't want, a lot of women today want to be mothers, but they don't want to be married. Why? It's because they don't want to deal with real stuff. Because with human beings come real conversations. With men come real conversations. And today, a lot of modern women and a lot of chameleons, a lot of hybrids cannot deal with real conversations. They can go shopping, they can look good, they can have sex, but can't have conversations. I really want to talk about the show. Something I'm going to break down on Wednesday, but I don't want to tip my hand. And this goes across the board. I've seen this from 21 to 60. Women who really think they are not in the same boat, but it's like, well, wait a minute. Modern women, responsibility. Don't want responsibility. But yet then they want traditional men. They want men who are providers. Women want men in the top 10%, top 5%. Some women want men in the top 1%, $1 million men. But then they want these $1 million men to court them and chase them and do all these other things and initiate and everything else, like these men aren't who they are. A lot of you ladies are deluded. Modern women don't want to be girlfriends. Modern women don't want to be wives. Modern women want to be trophy wives. Modern women want to be trophy wives. That's what they want. That's why you got these single mamas with $1 million dreams and all these strong, independent-minded women who want to be married, living apart together. Don't want to have traditional relationships because they want the appearance of a relationship, because they know in their heart of hearts they are not girlfriends. Because they're not girls. You got women who are feminine who are not girls. You can wear a dress and heels and not be a girl. And you look at a woman, whether she's a girl, by her affection level. And far too many women today, oh, I'm about to start some shit, but I'm going to get there. I've been waiting for this one. Far too many women today, you look at their affection level. Women want nature, the biology. A lot of women want nature to treat them like they're men, meaning they don't want to have to get the majority of their lives put together early on. They want to be able to go out and sleep with who they want, do it what they want, this, that, such and so forth. They want it all. And what's the issue? Well, you can't have it all. Ladies, this is why you see so many women over 30 who are unmarried. And you're looking like, well, why are so many women over 30 unmarried? Because they can't be with anybody, because all they can be is fun. Because relationships are work, and modern women are lazy. The women I'm talking about, if it doesn't apply to you, let it fly. But we're going to judge whether or not you're lazy. I don't want you to judge your laziness. I want you to let us judge your laziness. One, you don't want to be responsible for anything. The average woman today can barely has enough energy to do her goddamn job. She has nothing left. Most women today have nothing left when they leave the job. So there is no emotional availability, no capacity to be in a relationship. This is why you get so many women who are not working out, not affectionate, not this, not that, because they spend all of their available energy just working. But hey,
I'm a PhD.
Of course you do. So the duties and responsibilities of a relationship are burdensome to modern women. This is why so many women want to live this life of, well, I need a man who's a provider and this and that so I can rest in my femininity. Translation, I need a man who makes enough money to where all I have to do is be pretty or be cute or be in the relationship. But if I got to go out and do the very thing that I went out to the world to learn how to do, I can't because I'm just too tired. And you think about it. Their mothers, their grandmothers, and their great-grandmothers had to work in the fields, clean people's floors, do real labor, and then come home to a family of 5, 6 kids and a husband. They're just lazy. But they don't think they're lazy because a lot of these women, Atlanta is full of these women who look good and lazy. They keep their hair done, their nails done, they even keep their figure up, but they're lazy in relationships. Lazy. I hear so many men talking about why they're going down in looks to go up in cooperation because so many women are just lazy. Lazy communicators, lazy daters, lazy sexual partners. And you look at a woman's actions. You ask, does your girlfriend, ladies, what are you doing? This is why men are saying, what are you bringing to the table? And you're not bringing anything to the table other than a vagina. You're not bringing affection, emotional content, emotional availability. Some ladies are just, it's gotten so bad to where you got women who are drop dead gorgeous, like, I don't even want to have foreplay. Let's just get to the sex so we can get over with. Whoa, okay. Why is this important? Because if they're lazy now, it's only going to get worse. Don't want the responsibility of managing a man's emotions. Don't want the duty of being the support. Don't want the gender role. The gender role they want is you're supposed to provide and protect. I'm just supposed to be pretty. They don't want rules. They don't want standards of behavior or beauty. They want basically to fill out a form that says, I'm a wife. What do? I come, I have sex when I feel like it. I make your child, and then I pass your child off to an au pair, a nanny, a chef, and then I spend the rest of my day in luxury of some sort. This is what most women want. This is why there's a major disconnect, because most women don't want a man who's a provider. Most women want a life of luxury. Oh, I know I'm making enemies now. A life of luxury. That's why I say to my brothers out there, you need to put yourself first always, man. Never put a woman first, because she'll resent you for putting her first, because she doesn't want that kind of responsibility. Modern women today want to be wives with the responsibility of girlfriends. They don't even want to be wives with the responsibility of girlfriends. They want to be wives with the responsibility of dating. Oh, shit. Am I talking? I want you to think about it. Think about everything we talked about last year. Women who have a problem smiling. Women who have, when I asked the lady, when was the last time you wrote a love letter? When was the last time you were girly and affectionate? And see, that's what's starting to float around a lot of women who are starting to say a lot of the right things, but at the end of the day, their software is male, but their bodies are female, meaning women are not built to work like we are. At 52 years old, I still outwork a lot of people. But most women, a 40-hour week job drains them. And this is why it gets harder for women to date the older they get, because the wear and tear. And what am I telling you, ladies? The only way to get out of this is to seize upon the girlfriend experience. The only way out of this situation is to give a man what he wants, because you are not built to work for your entire life. You don't want the responsibility. And here's the thing, you're going to have to take what comes along with it. Your job is going to be able to keep the workhorse, the man, the producer happy. That is yours. And it's not going to, and you're going to have to do that before you become a wife. See, a lot of women will tell you they don't have any problem doing all this stuff after they become a wife, but you'll never become a wife because you're shitty girlfriends. You guys can't even date effectively. That's why it's a lot of the disconnects happen when women are just like, well, what do men want? Men want women who are cooperative, and most of you are uncooperative because you are so worried about you. And your number one goal needs to be trying to make sure that this guy can free you up to get what you want out of life. But no. So that's why I say modern women don't want the responsibility of relationship. They don't want the responsibility or the duty. They'll say they do, but you cannot be over 30, unmarried, and even somewhat attractive. There's something wrong with you. All of you. This is not a Kevin Samuels-ism. This has been known information. If a woman reaches age 30 and is unmarried, something's wrong with her. And so many women today don't recognize what's wrong with them. They think, well, it's just a dating environment. No. So let's get to it. Modern women don't want responsibility. Modern women don't want duty. Modern women don't want structure. Modern women don't want the work of relationships. Modern women want the outcome of a luxury lifestyle. So what am I talking about? Atlanta is loaded with a lot of women who would love to have a home in Buckhead, drive a nice SUV, live in a multi-million-dollar home, and then if they choose to work a side business. Their entire day will be spent doing what? Whatever the hell they want to do. And in Atlanta, just like New York City, Miami, LA, any of the international cities, there are men who can provide those kind of lifestyles. But these men do not want trophy wives. Because trophy wives walk around like trophies. I'm pretty, and that's about it. And one of the biggest complaints I hear from women who fit this trophy wife category is the guys who make that kind of money aren't on they're not on their sophistication level. So this is when you get women who are dating guys who are not in the business class per se. So he may have the means, but he doesn't have the sophistication. But the man who has the sophistication and the means, he's going to require your fucking ass to work and do something. Not necessarily work a job, but he's your job. How's this supposed to work, ladies? You expect a man to go out here and make himself a top 5% man, a top 10%, top 5%, top 1% man. And then you expect him to basically turn his attention over to you and do what? If you ask the average woman how it's supposed to happen, how a relationship is supposed to happen, women today don't want to talk about relationship. They don't want to talk about anything serious. I don't want to tip my hand, but I'm going to be talking about Wednesday about how a lot of women today don't even want to talk about sex. A lot of women don't even want to talk about sex. Women today don't want to talk about sex up front in the Me Too environment where consent is necessary. A lot of women want sex to just happen. And if you are a man of means, you know if you're a man today, you know that ain't even close to being how sex has to be talked about. This is why a lot of women want a relationship fantasy. They have a fantasy idea of how relationships work, and high value men don't want a relationship fantasy. They want a relationship practicality. This is the disconnect. This is why women today cannot understand what high value men want or men of value want. Because men are looking for very practical, stair step, bottom line, bedrock things, because men of value understand that when they get in a relationship with a woman, they're making a purchase. And a lot of women want men to just buy me because I have good character. Buy me because because cars like me have good reviews. I'm sorry. Got to test drive you first. I want to see what the previous owners did. Oh, let's talk about that. Previous owners. Got news for you, ladies. Hello. Hi. Hey, ladies. If you're not going to give the next man what you gave the previous men, you better never tell them about what you did for your previous drivers, because men expect to get more than the last guy. Because the next guy has to pay a higher price. Because the next guy gets you when you're older and more miles and more used. So if you did freaky circus sex and all this other kind of stuff with this guy back here, you can't come to the next guy 3-5 years later and say, well, I did that for another guy. It didn't work out so well, so I'm not going to do that till after marriage. That's a non-starter, ladies. That's a non-starter. So I'm going to give you a little bit of information. You better be clear. Everything you're talking about you did for a previous man, your next man is going to want that plus more. They don't like that, do they? They don't like that. They don't like that. I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to tell you something. I'm about to go there. Uh-oh.
No, the hell he did not.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, this is a mess.
Yeah, that's right. One thing they don't like, women today will be like, well, here's one. I'm going to set the world on fire. Ladies, you were with your ex and you guys were in a committed relationship and you were using no protection, no condom. Then later on in life, all of a sudden, now you want to be in a committed monogamous relationship and you want to use a condom. If you tell if your current man knows that you slept with your previous monogamous committed relationships without a condom and you expect him to use a condom, you might as well flush the relationship. There are so many things wrong with that. Now, he may want to use a condom for his reasons, but if you think you're going to make him use a condom, this is what a lot of women do. This is that born again virgin stuff. I want to have sex after I was married because I got kids and they didn't work out. You got to give see, the thing is, women, what they think they'll do, they'll give a lot of themselves and it doesn't work. And they think they'll give less and less. No, you got to give more and more. See, that's the thing. As men, we know we got to continue to give more. Women want to get older and give less. Am I lying, guys? Am I lying? Now don't any modern men out there still paying all the bills. She doesn't need to be timed out for that. Deshaun, that's not timing out. Let her rock out. Let her say what she does, as long as she's not rude. Sherry, if you can't get a modern man that's paying the bill, that's on you. See, that's what women like her like to always start. If you can't find a man who's paying, do you have all the bills? You got all the paying bills worth criteria? Are you worth it? Are you on that level? And I'm sorry, 99 out of 10 of you aren't. Because only 10% of men can afford to pay all the bills. So, Sherry, you likely don't deserve a man paying all the bills. Don't qualify for one. Maybe not deserve, qualify. Ladies, men are cost-benefit calculators, and no man wants to pay more than the previous man. And ladies, you want the next man to get less and pay more. That is the big divide in relationships. I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom right here. This is why men don't want women with children, because they're paying more. And you ladies better understand something. If you can't get your mind around the fact that the next man or the kind of men you want think highly of themselves and they don't want to get less than the guy who didn't put a ring on your finger. If you were with a man for 1-2 years and he didn't put a ring on your finger for whatever goddamn reason, he didn't marry you. So the man that's looking to marry you wants, this is what do you got to bring to the table that you didn't give to another man? And that condom thing, guys, I want you to understand. That condom thing is going to make a lot of women mad because they're going to be like, well, wait a minute. The reason I use protection now is because I was in a relationship before and turns out that I could have caught something or this or that. You know what men hear? So fucking what? That's not a bootleg car stereo. That's not shine. He don't care about that. He's like, wait a minute. So let me get this straight. You used to let your first boyfriend, he wasn't paying all the bills. He wasn't your husband. And he used to be able to just shoot the club up if he chose to. Because you guys were I'm talking to understand, we're talking about in the context of a committed relationship. Well, hold on, Kevin. I thought you said high value men don't cheat. They exercise options. Understand something. There are women who've been with high value men in the past and don't require these kind of things. Ladies, understand something. You have to give every subsequent man at least what the previous man got, because every man has to pay. The man who gets you and marries you has to pay the ultimate. So he should get the most. This is why you ladies need to stop playing so many games and start this is why you can give your guy the girlfriend experience. But see, this is I will be willing to do that, Kevin. But I'm not sure. The problem ain't the men. The problem is you. The problem is more often than not you. You waited too long. Your software needs an update. And you're going into the dating market with fear, scarcity, and lack, which means anxiety and stress. And guys that know what I'm talking about, they know I'm telling the truth. So they're talking about wrap up, please. See, you're missing the forest for the trees. The guys I'm talking about are going to use a condom anyway. The fact of the matter is they want I want you guys to listen. I want all the guys to focus on all the women who want to start to argue the wrong point. The wrong point. Men want to pay a fair rate. And at the end of the day, what is it going to come down to? You ladies, the older you get, the more you expect and the less you give. I have never met a woman. Well, I don't say never. I don't recall meeting a woman who has given more later in life. Romantically, friends or whatever. I can't think of a woman who has said this. You know what? When I was younger, I was more conservative and this or that. No, what tends to happen is women will tell you when I was younger, I was more open-hearted and I was more willing to throw caution to the wind. But the older I got, the more conservative I've gotten. But yet your bills are higher. Your sexual marketplace value is lower. Your expectations are higher. And men are still consumers. High value men want what lower value men got. This is why you start to see so many men of a certain age skip all the way down to younger women. This is why you got women between the ages of 29 and up, or 30 and over, complaining about men their age dating younger women. And like it or not, this isn't a black thing. If you ladies who are want to have a shot of having a serious relationship, a marriage, you are going to have to solve this riddle. And you're going to have to present it up front to a man without him having to ask. And see, why is this so important? Because so many women think that men are supposed to figure them out, and men are supposed to do this, and men are supposed to do that, and a woman is supposed to just reciprocate. A lot of women are exceptionally passive when it comes to relationships. Avoid passive women in relationships. They are frustration, they're a pain in the ass to be with. Passive women are frustrations to deal with. Why? Because the initiation is always going to be with you. And there's something called the reciprocity process. Men get tired of having to initiate all the time. Men want women to initiate. And women, you're supposed to initiate with affection. But so many women today don't know how to. This is probably going to be one of my most insightful, least viewed videos, because it's going to be some of the most stark truths about interpersonal dynamics between men and women. More women are going to misinterpret this video because it bothers them so much, the truth that I'm saying. So they're going to look to mischaracterize and misconstrue and argue the tangential points other than realizing the obviousness of the truth. You did not heal from a heartbreak, and you are more, and if you're being defensive and conservative because you can't afford to make mistakes or this or that, something is wrong. And that makes you a modern woman. Because the outcome is the same. The actions are the same. It doesn't matter what your intentions are. That's why I said it 20 minutes ago. Women who don't think they are modern women want credit for intention, and your intention doesn't matter. It's the action. Just like men, we can't go to the bank and deposit intentions. We have to pay with currency. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. No, they're going to misrepresent this but I'm going to do that. I'm going to open up the call line for just a second because I'm still not 100%, but I wanted to go ahead and get this started back up. Wednesday, when I break down the video, I'm going to have more to talk about. But now, a lot of you guys may not know this, but I started back doing consults this week. So any consult that I've had booked from Christmas to last week, I had COVID. So I'm having to reschedule a lot of stuff. I haven't even been in the office. So, but what's my point is when I'm not on YouTube, I'm still running a consultancy. I average several appointments a day to where I talk to people, men and women around the world. And I'm telling you, I talk to celebrities. I talk to people on Wall Street. I talk to people on Main Street. I talk to people in the country. I talk to people on different continents, different cultures. I would say that I'm probably I touch more different issues. And ladies, this is a commonality among all men. This is a common complaint. Women today want men to be traditional providers and protectors, and you're not giving men what men want. Men don't want trophy wives. Trophy wives. And think about what I mean by a trophy wife. This like, or even if you have enough money, you may have a brand new Corvette or a nice whatever. But what do you drive every day? A wife has to feel a need for a man. And far too many of you ladies, your intentions may be in the right place. Your heart may be in the right place, but that doesn't matter. It just simply doesn't matter. And the sooner you start accepting that, the better you will be. The sooner you start accepting that, the better you will be. It is not about your intention. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up StreamYard for a minute. I haven't done this in a minute. Yep. So, guys, if you guys agree with me that a lot of women want credit for their intention, or I would do so and so, I would do so and so. Arco, it doesn't matter. A lot of men think they are a lot of men are non-traditional, think they're traditional. See, I don't care about those. You need to be talking about the man you can get. That's the problem. A lot of you ladies want to talk about what the men are. What's your husband got to say about it? Stop worrying about the men you don't date and can't and don't want to deal with. And let's talk about the men you want to deal with. See, that's the problem. That's why there are a lot of women don't like my channel. I won't let you talk about the men that ain't on the table. What about the men that you do want to deal with? Ladies only. I got about 15, maybe 30 minutes at best. So here we go. Like I said, I started not to do this tonight, but I knew it had been so empty without me. Lazy energy in bed. I want you to think about this. And here's the thing. I feel compassion for a lot of these women because I've talked to them. I see women who really are tired. They are exhausted. But it's like, but they don't have enough good faith and trust in what's possible with another man to get out of the rat race. This is why a lot of women are slaves to their jobs. A lot of women are slaves to their jobs. And a lot of women are slaves to their jobs, their debt, their careers, their families, their pets. And they can see they're stuck, but they can't muster up the courage to jump off. So they're waiting for a man to come rescue them, or a man to come make it convenient for them to get off. And that's not how it works. Ladies, it is not a stranger's job to make it comfortable and easy for you to transition. It is for you to jump and risk. Relationships are risks. And so many women today don't want to risk. Only women. Only women. So ladies only. This dude in the back, and you're in the back chat, it says only women, so go ahead and bounce you. Ladies, men today have too much information and are too connected. Many of you ladies in your late 20s to early 30s are still hoping you can find what men today would call a sucker. Somebody who hasn't got the memo, who's still walking around and moving like well, I'll go ahead and put on the white cape. It's not going to happen. You're running out of time. You're running out of time. And why is this important? Because it's fair that you as a woman should have to risk it all. That's the biggest problem today. Relationships are so unbalanced. It says ladies only. To where you should have to risk it all, because as a man, once we're in, we're in. Hello. Hi, Jessica. Go
Hi,
ahead.
how are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm good.
So what's your question? What's your question? You muted yourself. Unmute your mic.
Okay,
Go ahead. What's the question?
I muted it
Go ahead.
because I
What's your
hear
question?
you in the back.
You can hear me in the background.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, you have YouTube playing in the background.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Turn YouTube
cut
off.
it off and talk to
Turn
you.
YouTube off.
Okay.
So, shout out to A Free. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Let me cut off. Let me cut off
Put you
YouTube.
back in the back. Come back when you're ready. All right. Look, ladies. My goal is to get more women to become self-aware. So you will start to appropriately price yourself and start approaching the dating market with some real market awareness. A lot of you ladies, your price is still where it was when you were 20 something years old. And you're expecting everything. And you can't get it because you're not what you were. So if it's called settling, yes, I'm trying to get you to settle for what you are. I'm trying to get you to settle for what you were.
No, the hell he did not. Baby, this is a mess.
I know it's a mess. I'm trying to get you to settle for what you are. A woman who is 27 to 35, a woman who's 36 to 60, who's put on a pound or two, who's had relationships that didn't work, who were supposed to be married, but it didn't work out. You got debt, you got bills, you got all this stuff. And the guy you meet out here is a thorough guy. He's got his stuff together. He's done the work, and he deserves and demands the best that he can get because he's had to wait. He doesn't need leftovers. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay,
Hi.
I'm back. How you doing?
You're not on camera.
Okay. Do you want me to be on camera?
Yeah.
Bam.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what do we got?
I feel like and starting off, not like everybody does, we congratulate you everything that as far as the high value man goes, where women want the high value man, I don't think they understand where it came from. It came from the expectations that they had. You know what I'm saying? Like they wanted to have these children and be taken care of and everything like that, but they didn't understand the dynamics of it, the monetary value of it, and all of that too.
Okay.
So when they come on and they have this argument, they don't understand it and they argue about it, but what they're asking for is that, and they don't
Asking
get
for
that
what?
as far as a high value man and the things that they expect from a man.
Are you married or are you single?
I'm married.
Okay. I think a lot of women drastically underestimate how much work goes into a real relationship, because most haven't had real relationships,
I agree.
especially pretty women. Women who
Yeah.
are pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous typically don't have real relationships. They have situationships. And
Right.
as someone who's been married and divorced, when you're married, you are busy. You got a lot of shit to do.
Yes.
But when you're dating, you
Yeah.
can choose to turn the phone off, not turn the phone off, call back, not call back, and text. When you are married, you can't do all. Go ahead.
No, I agree. Like you can't do all that. Everything is not open and available to you. You ain't about to live your best life and everything, but this is your best life because this is what you chose to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like I have I guess you would say a high value man and a Macon or a Henry because
Mm-hmm.
I helped him get there too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, what do you bring to the table? You bring support. I'm gonna be the secretary. I'm gonna be the wife. I'm gonna be the mother. I'm going to help you put the business together. I'm going to make sure you're straight mentally. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
do all these things for you. And you're going to have, it's going to be extra things that come in that. But like
How
you
long have you
say,
been married? How long have you been married?
um, I've been married legally for 2 years, but we've
Mm-hmm.
been together for 10 years.
Okay. You guys have any kids?
We have 2 children.
Okay. Uh, and you said you've been married for 2 years. Both of your
Hmm.
children together.
Yes.
Okay. Did you go to college?
No, I didn't.
Okay. But do you? Does he? You said you do you work for the family business?
I am partially in the family business, but I also work too.
Okay.
I helped build the family
Mm,
business. I did that. Yeah.
okay. Okay. Well, I think you gave me something else I want to chime in on, and I'm going to build on that person. Appreciate it, Jessica.
All right.
Thank you. Bye
Thank you
bye.
very much, Kevin.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See, relationships are work. And guys, understand something. A lot of women can't do relationships today because they're overworked. So it's like the chicken or the egg. Women are like, so in order to not be overworked at work, I need to be in a relationship. But in order to get a relationship, I got to do more work when I can barely keep up with the work I have. And this is why so many women are out of shape, because they don't have the energy. They were told they could do it all. They don't have the magical hormone testosterone. They're not built like us. They can't go like we do. So think about it, guys. Think about this. How many times have you, especially when you're a younger guy, you wanted to have sex and your girl was tired, and you're like, and your shit is like, dun, 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 and she's tired. And you're like, man, she's lying or this or that. And no, they're legitimately tired. And you're like, damn. Women get tired before we do. They are not built to work 40-hour-a-week jobs. Well, wait a minute, Kevin. I thought you said back in the day they worked harder. They did. The difference was the diet. The diet and the community supported that too. And the job that they were doing back then, they may have been more physically demanding, but these mentally demanding jobs are more draining to the human emotion. So a lot of women are emotionally drained. They're sitting in sedentary jobs. They're not getting enough activity. So most people get up, take a shower, drive to work, to sit there for 8 hours to come home. Ladies, and here's the unfortunate reality. It doesn't French toast matter. It doesn't matter. Oh, you're not on camera. You got to get on camera. You got to get on camera. You come back, but you got to get on camera. Look, I understand how a lot of women, this may sound terrifying. So you want me to, yes, you're going to have to risk your career. Make no mistake, if you want a long-term sustainable relationship, you're going to have to risk your career while dating. Sorry to tell you that. Because the kind of man who can retire you or employ you is not going to invest in you without you giving him what he wants. And here's what I'm seeing a lot of guys today are starting to step to women with plans and actions. But a lot of women are like, well, wait a minute. Well, look, I've said it before, high value men or men of value employ their wives, find a way to retire their wives from the work world. But if you really are not in a mental place to want to ever depend on somebody, and that's the problem. A lot of these ladies say they want a man who's a provider, but they don't want to depend on a man. You got men who will sit there and tell a woman, I'll catch you if you jump, and they'll just sit there. You know why they're sitting there? Because the last man that she jumped for disappointed her. Oh shit. That's where it all comes from. Why so many modern women are failing is because of unresolved past hurts. And they blame it on these jobs. My job, my career, my this. Well, the only way you're going to get off. There's only one way out, ladies. There's only one way out. Psych. I know that's look at him. I'm telling you, this is going to be one of my most misunderstood, impactful broadcasts. And when I was sick, I'm just sitting back thinking, I'm like, how am I going to possibly put this together? Because I'm like, there are some things that need to be told to women. Because there's so many women who still don't understand. Wait a minute. I'm not loud. I'm not argumentative. I'm not, masculine. I'm not in my masculine energy. I'm a feminine woman. I'm polite to be around. I'm pleasant natured, but I'm still not winning. And I started thinking, I was like, yeah, I get it. But you know what? A majority of these women are in some sort of job that they are a slave to. And while you're a slave to a job, you don't have the capacity to give a man what he requires to save you. Oh, shit. Toya, you hear what I just said? While you are a slave to a job, you don't have the capacity to give to a man the girlfriend experience he requires to save you from yourself. You hear what I said, Toya? Jazzy, did you hear that? Men want to save women. Men want women to work for them. Men don't want you to be working. Men would rather you size down and live at his means so he can be the man and bring home the groceries. But you're going to have to do something the world never taught you how to do. Depend and trust a man. That's why they tell you all these war stories. If you ever put all your eggs in one basket, a man could do X, Y, Z. That ain't what happened. It's not what happens. It's not what happens. Teresa, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Teresa. Unmute yourself. Now I switched over to this. People still got themselves muted. Can't unmute, I guess, because they chose to mute themselves. All right, well, okay. So, well, Kevin, how do I give a man what he wants? You can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. You don't have good faith. You don't have good faith. You don't have good faith. You don't have trust. And if you don't have it, you can't give a man what he requires. And the relationship is going to fail because eventually there's going to be some sort of resentment that sets up. There's going to be because there's going to come a time where a man who's a leader can only lead willing followers. And women are not willing followers today. Women today are questioning followers. And the women, here's the funny thing. Women want their questions answered, but they don't want to answer a man's questions. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Women want their questions answered, but they don't want to answer a man's questions. Gentlemen, how many times have you sat down and had a woman who wanted to interrogate and wanted to know this, wanted to know that, wanted to know this, wanted to know that, blah, 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 blah. But soon as you start saying, okay, well, let me ask you some questions. Oh, it's almost like when you see somebody on the side of the road arguing with a police officer and the person in the car may be right and the cop may be wrong, but all of a sudden the person in the car is hemmed up and beat up on the side of the road. Why? Contempt of cop. Many women today have a contempt for being questioned. They want, a lot of these nice modern women want men to accept what they say, even when it does not line up with what they do or have done with that man. A man can only look at what you have done with him and judge what the likelihood is. You did it when you was with A, B, and C, but when you're with D, you've done this. You have given nothing. You don't do this, you don't do that. Men have been told and taught and trained and said, you need to learn how to communicate and this and that. Men are doing well in relationships today. Modern women are modern failures. That's what this is going to be called. You're failing because they have taken away your ability to trust and deal with, or not even taking the scratch. They have taken away your ability to deal with pain. That's it. Your ability to deal with pain. Women today have almost a zero pain threshold. You only want relationships when they are happy. That's why I tell you, if you talk to somebody who says their relationships have all been good and this and that, either they're lying or they didn't have real relationships. What's going on? I got a little bit more time. Hey, how are you?
Hey Kevin, how are you?
I'm trying to get better. What do you got for me?
Hey, I wanted to ask you, what happened to you? Are you sick?
Oh yeah, I had the Omicron. It was, which is weird because I had an original, which that was bad. This one it's much more like a cold that just lingers around. So I'm still kind of dealing with some of the effects of it now, but I'm trying to get back onto a regular broadcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for streaming today, and your topic is spot on as always. But about the pain tolerance, I was talking about this with my family actually, and we were speaking about all the things that married couples have gone through in the past, and
Mm-hmm.
how women always stayed. And we were talking about, is that a weakness or is that a strength? And I mean, honestly, the elders in my family just see it as what you're supposed to do. They
Yep.
don't see it as, should you or should you not. It is, you don't even think like, should I leave because of this or should I? There was no option.
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you, Kevin, about divorces in our culture?
No, go ahead and refresh. Tell people in the audience. So.
Okay. So in the Islamic culture, a woman cannot divorce her husband, or if she tries to go to divorce her husband, she will be denied 3 to 10 times before she is actually given a divorce. And also divorce, if a woman initiates divorce, if she initiates, the divorce, it is called a backdoor divorce. So there's no, and men can divorce their wives by telling them 3 times,
Yeah.
talak, 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 which means I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you, talak, talak, talak.
Mhm.
And that's the easiest way that he can divorce his wife, but men don't tend to do that. The women are the ones who want to divorce.
Mhm.
And what we've seen is that they made it easier for the men to divorce the women, but the men don't divorce the women. That's why they made it so hard for women to divorce the men, because as soon as problems come, women are like, I don't
I'm
need
not
this.
happy today.
Right,
Mhm.
right, yeah.
You're kind of digitized too. Um,
I'll just stop the camera.
no problem. I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'm gonna build back on this on Wednesday. But we really gonna have to get back to a point to where women's expectations in relationship are for work. We are getting to the point to where when I was in Miami, I had a woman talking about she wanted to have a net worth of $80 million. A woman who said that she didn't want to be married per se, but she wanted kids, and then she wanted to have separate houses with her. So I'm just, it's it's becoming outrageous. It's like women's appetites and desires are being there's no limit to them. And we're going to have to get to a point where we start getting people, women in particular, to understand the relationships are work, and you're supposed to have pain in trauma and issues, not constant. But see, the thing is, even saying that is not popular. Like, well, you're supposed to be happy. That's the point. People think they're supposed to be happy all the time, and happiness is a choice. And today, people just don't have much tolerance for it. Come back on Wednesday, though, because I'm kind of fading here.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, bye-bye. I'm going to say that that last part's going to get misinterpreted, but I want you guys to understand that that's why the color purple, and I'm still doing my research on it, the color purple and waiting to exhale and things like that has such a detrimental impact on the Black community, because it went into this trope that relationships are with a man are by nature, by virtue, horrible, restrictive, and damaging and dangerous places, to where women's tolerance, modern women are extremely impatient and impractical when it comes to relationship. This is a modern woman, or even the nice modern woman. A lot of you in the chat room are nice modern women, but your outcomes are the same as the rabid feminist, leftist, strong independent. I don't need no man. Your outcomes, your relational outcomes, still the same. And that's what we're going to get down to. We're going to make you ladies start to understand exactly where you are. And I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know where this is going to go. Because what I've heard many women say, if I got to do all that, I'd rather be alone. Well, you know what? We're going to start profiling more of that this year too. What it's starting to look like with all these women over 55 and alone. See, women who are over 40 and alone, they still feel like they have shots. But when you get women over 55, that's a different ballpark. There is no more, I can still have kids. 55 is 10 years away from mandatory retirement. That's why you got this one woman today in the media. Was married to the lead singer of the Cars, Rick Ocasek's wife, Paulina Kornik, whatever it is, Polish model, 56 years old, talking about how she's having to work so hard to get attention. You're 56. And there's this gap between women who were Jennifer Lopez's age and Betty White's age. And a lot of women here you're supposed to still be in relationships. And a lot of you ladies have just been lied to. This is why I'm like, what? This is about saving a lot of y'all's lives. Waking you up and saving your life. Waking you up from the matrix. Because ain't nothing out here for a woman over there. When I say ain't nothing out here, it only gets worse. The older you get and you're unmarried, the worse your choices get. And I want you guys to understand, who are women listening to? They are listening to women over 45 years old who are celebrities telling them that it ain't that bad. They make more money than you. They can keep themselves occupied. You are an accountant. You cannot. You are a teacher. You cannot. It is time for women to wake up, grow up, because we don't have, I think if I just took a guess, I don't even want to guess, but I really be surprised if we have enough wives for the men who want to be husbands. We don't. Wednesday, come back Wednesday at 10 o'clock. I should be fully ready to go by then. I might be on Instagram tomorrow. I don't want to push it too much, guys. Do me a favor, share this content out. And I'm going to ask to my critics to listen to what I'm saying several times before you respond. Because I'm going to tell you, I think this is probably some good work, some good truth. See you guys on Wednesday. And if you want to book your one-on-one session with me, go to my website, bykevinsamuels.com, and click on booking, and select personal professional advice. And I have some more things coming up announced too, but I've been out for the last couple of weeks. I haven't been on Patreon. I haven't been on anything, guys. So I still got to get caught up. I got a backlog, but we're going to get there. Ladies, I know a lot of people will tell you I hate you. No, I don't. I want to see the best for you because I want to see the best for guys. And we are better together. The world has nothing for you by yourself at 50. Nothing. Nothing. And if you think you're going to make enough money when only 9% of women in our community earn over $75,000, you're fooling yourself. I'm going to also get the stats for all the communities because I have the stats. I have the stats pretty much to memory on this side, but I'm also getting stats for other groups and overall too, because this problem is expanding. And the people who are going to get hurt first is women. Make no mistake. The people who are telling you what you want to hear profit off of your pain and off of your delusion and denial. The people that they tell you hate you are actually trying to help you because they're at least trying to tell you some truths that you can do something about. All right, people. Godfather is out of here. Till the next time. Peace. We are gone.
Say what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the